Alright. Duel, which is a 2022 film, and it's directed by Riley Stearns. Stearns gets a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a sci-fi thriller, and it stars Karen Gillian, who played in the Marvel films as Nubila, or whatever, what's the name, sister. And I mean, it's trying to be one of those artsy films, trying to be really deep with some stuff, but it just comes off very like the tone of this movie is consistent, but like the dialogue is the problem. And at least to me, like, I mean, it's about upon receiving terminal diagnosis of pretty much this girl Sarah pretty much finds out she's going to die from this disease, and this is the future, and so they're able to clone people. So basically, if an original person is about to die, they either will have a procedure done for a clone. That clone will then study them to know, how they act and everything, what they eat, what their favorite food is, and all that stuff, lifestyle and that. Because pretty much the law is that you can't, the clone and the original can't live in the same, they can't live among other society. So pretty much they do this Hunger Games thing where the original person will have to fight for their life against their clone. Vice versa. Although this movie does it at the beginning, but then it does this whole build up with the Sarah character where she's doing this training with this combat specialist who and his acting is a bit the same as again, the dialogue in this is very odd and strange because people talk so robotic. I'm like, is everybody either clones maybe, and that's why they're, or people cyborgs up in there, or androids? Because the Sarah character, her acting, the actress Karen Gillian, I guess the director wanted her to act like that, but wait, Jesse Eisenberg was on this? What character was he? I probably went over my head. I didn't recognize him in this film. But yeah, you have this Sarah character who, I mean, we're introduced to her in the first scene. She's watching I guess a gangbang between girls and a few guys. We don't see a video, we see her watching it and trying to get it on with herself, and I guess she can't do it. And I guess she has I guess she's a bit of an alcoholic, because she has a problem with drinking. They don't really go much into much of her past, because I guess we learn she is a bit unstable, because I swear there's dialogue where they mentioned something about her having episodes, because the way she talks, very she talks very, very fast, and I don't know if maybe I wonder if they sped up some of her dialogue or scenes, when she's talking. I wonder if they went in and sped up her stuff, but or if I guess the actress just actually was talking like that. If so, I mean, bravo. But in this future, this society that they live in, they have no I love how her boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend, I guess now, because at one point because she finds out she's not gonna die, so then she goes to her mom's house, who I guess she's been estranged with, not really on good terms with, sort of. She goes to her house, and the clone is there, and so is her ex-boyfriend. Because then it cuts to like her talking to the clone and explaining like what stuff that she likes and doesn't like, and then it cuts to 10 months later, and the boyfriend's already butt buddies with the clone, and now he pretty much is like okay with the original Sarah dying, which whatever. And then when she finds out she's not gonna die, he turns into a complete douchebag. Although he was already a douchebag because he is cheating on her. He technically he's not really cheating because he's still with her, but just a clone of her. But not. Again, this movie's weird. It's not comedy, but like again, the dialogue, such as weird lines like, "I need." She goes like to the store at one point, and she asks like the uh, employee, "I need clothes I need clothes that will look flattering on me when I die, or when I'm about to die, but not to where I don't look flattering." But I don't know how she like went on to this long speech and there's this one scene where literally like towards the end when they're supposed to duel, pretty much you find out because at one point the movie then turns into like almost like again, it's not really action. There's no action, and it's not really creepy. There's no atmosphere, really. I mean, I would have liked it was just a straight up horror movie where it, tried to build tension where, she's got to prove she's the real one. Although, people already know she's the real one, but then, I don't know, like the way this movie plays out where it's her and her clone talking at one point, and then they want to go off and hide, I guess, or run away, go to past the border. But then there's a twist where I guess the clone must have poisoned the original Sarah's water, which kills her. So then she pretends to be, I believe she's supposed to be I want to say I can't remember if she's supposed to pretend to be either the original or the clone. Because like but anyway, the clone is pretending to be either the original or just herself. And I guess since the other her didn't show up for this duel, she's automatically, I guess, they go to a court scene where they do the you vow to solemnly swear who you say you are, and then the movie ends so abruptly where literally it's the clone driving and she's crying in the car driving, and then and like you see her car, I'm like, wait, what happened to the car? Because like the car is like literally messed up a bit, as if it was in a crash or something. So then I'm wondering, like, wait, what happened to her car? And then she's limping. I'm like, why is she limping? And but yeah, the movie just ends with her crying in the freaking car. I'm like, and with car horns going off because she's like blocking the intersection or whatever. And then it just goes to, directed and written by whatever. I'm like, okay, because I'm like, really, where do you go after that? I guess because like the boyfriend is just okay with her, being her. Um, Although he does try to be a good guy, where I didn't mean to, break up with you the way I did, but I had to. I'm with the clone now because she's better to me. She says my name with with feeling where yours is just flat. And I mean, the way the film looks, scene photography is fine. The editing is okay. Again, the acting is just robotic to me. And the way people talk and the dialogue. I swear, I guess one guy, because she takes. Then the clone takes the original Sarah to like a survivor's uh, um, convention or whatever. Or like all these people either killed, I guess they're clones, or yeah, or whatever. And like I swear to one guy, I think they mentioned like he had a one night stand with himself or something. Like I guess he banged himself and then killed his clone or vice versa, or whatever. I swear that was the line of dialogue the clone Sarah told the other Sarah about that guy. I could be wrong. Maybe that's not what she meant, but I swear that's what. This seems like an A24 type film because it tries to be artsy fartsy and slow burn. And really, there's no burn to it because nothing happens. I mean, again, she poisons the original Sarah and kills her, and then takes her place as Sarah. And I was also like surprised how the mom she knows like the clone is in her house, but she's gonna just out her daughter outside, just literally close the blinds as her real daughter outside is yelling for her to open the door and let her know that she's not gonna die. So like, why would you? Whatever. So really, I didn't care about the mom. So screw the mom because she literally rejected her own daughter. Granted, we don't really care much for this Sarah character because like she has her own issues, but like we don't really. I didn't really grow to like her much, let alone the clone. But I would have liked it again if it was more of a creepy. Why not make it like a civil thing where like she has to prove, or like the her and the clone, team up and try to change the future laws of clone and the original person living in the same society. Like, why can't they do that? They should just had it like be either do that, or they try to change the system or something together, or have it where I wouldn't say typical horror film where oh she's acting creepy and doing creepy stuff. But I don't know, like do something different, but done before I guess, but do it fresh a bit. But no, they just this again really boring as well. Like nothing happens. She goes to this combat specialist. He teaches her a few things, trains her a bit, does a boring workout montages. And then at one point, him and her are doing this hip hop dance choreography scene, where literally he explains, "Thank you for giving me those long-awaited hip hop uh, dance steps. I haven't take. I needed. I either wanted to take one for 3 years or something, or I haven't been dancing in 3 years. I forget what he even said, but the fact that why is that in here? You're not a dance person. You are a combat specialist. You are supposed to be teaching her combat. And then we cut it into, and then even the first when that hip hop dance, you know, thing is even introduced. At first, I thought it was the clone that was doing that because it cuts from the original Sarah training to another scene of Sarah dancing in this dance hip hop class. And I'm thinking that's the clone doing that. No, it's the actual Sarah doing that. And then she goes to, I guess, teach her combat specialist. Okay. And then at one point, he wants her to shoot his own dog because this will show you the horrors that you will endure on the battlefield. I guess during her fighting in the duel. And this movie, just watch Hunger Games because it's a huge letdown. There's no Hunger Games in this. Barely any effects. The only special effects in this is really a dream sequence where she's spitting up change. Literally, like she's eating like pennies or whatever, and then spews them out. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then it gets boring after that. Like, I just could not. It was just so boring. Yeah, those are my thoughts on this. That's my thoughts on this Duel film. I think I saw like the trailer and I was interested in it, but then I saw it and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna skip this. Or not even skip it, but I'm not recommending it. I saw it, I hate it, well, I didn't hate it, but it was just boring. Just boring, boring, boring. Terrible dialogue, terrible waste of potential ideas that they could have done. Where I swear that was the synopsis. I thought it was she had to prove it like she's the real person and not the clone, but like nope, that's not the whatever. Yeah. Anyway, like and subscribe, comment. If you've seen this film, what are your thoughts on it? I don't recommend it at all. I think there's better films that deal with cloning ideas and other ideas of that nature genre.